what you need to know for your FAA private pilot exam as it relates to cross-country flight planning. Let's start with courses and headings. Magnetic course is defined as direction of flight relative to magnetic north. Your magnetic heading is the direction your plane is pointed. That's measured by your compass. Your true course is defined as direction of flight relative to true north. That's also the same as ground track. So ground track is exactly the same as true course. Magnetic is based on your compass, and magnetic course is your flight relative to magnetic north. Your compass heading is the reading on your compass. So that's all it is. You adjust for installation error by referencing your compass correction card to get your correct magnetic heading. Usually it's a little white piece of paper on your compass. Variation or declination is the angle between true and magnetic north. There's quite a bit of change in variation across the United States. On the agonic line, true and magnetic are the same. Along isogonic lines, which are shown on VFR charts, variation is constant. For flight planning, calculate your true course from a sectional or other source. You then use your E6B calculator using winds aloft to estimate your compass heading, your fuel usage, and your time en route. And just fun to note that magnetic north moves about 30 miles every year. Procedures for taking cross country are calculate your true course based on your chosen checkpoint, select an altitude, determine your winds aloft, calculate your true airspeed on your E6B, calculate your true course after wind correction, also on your E6B calculator, adjust for your local variation to get your true heading, use your compass correction card to account for deviation, and now you have your compass heading. Your pre-flight inspection is required every time you take your first flight of the day, or if you change pilots. So for example, if you're renting a plane and there's a new pilot coming in, you gotta do a full pre-flight inspection. Taxi technique questions on the test are easy if you understand where the wind is coming from. Elevators of tailwheel planes should be oriented so that the plane doesn't go nose down on application of power, meaning keep the empennage on the deck. When taxiing with strong quartering headwinds on the side the wind is coming from, the aileron should be up. When taxiing with strong quartering tailwinds on the side the wind is coming from, the aileron should be down. That'll hold the wing down. On tail wheels, during strong quartering headwind, the elevator should be up, as if you were climbing. On all planes, during a strong quartering tailwind, the elevator should be down. The most dangerous wind for a tricycle gear plane is a strong quartering tailwind. That's like most Cessnas. And now we're going to go over the wind triangle. In this example, your true course should be 90 degrees. Wind is at 45 degrees at 40 knots. Airspeed is 120 knots. You first draw out the two knowns, the wind and your desired course. You then close the triangle with a line that represents 120 knots, generating a point. Measure on the same scale the length of E to P, and that is your ground speed. Angle EPW is your wind correction angle and is calculated by placing your protractor on the point of P and measuring the angle. The wind triangle is a diagram that illustrates graphically the relationship between the true heading, winds aloft, and ground track or ground speed. Before you had computers, pilots would just use their plotters to construct the triangle and then derive their heading and ground speed. Just remember that if the wind is against you, the shorter the line is of your ground speed. And if the wind is behind you, the longer the line is of your ground speed. Your true heading is segment AB, your winds aloft, AC, and segment AC is your true course and ground speed. So you'll be using this stuff on the test.